and became the Deputy Minister of Trade and Industry from 2010 to 2011. And then was the MP for Boko Central from 2005 to 2009, and then, won his seat again in 2013, and up till today, he's the current, MP for that constituency. And then he was the Minister of Environment, Science, he has become the Minister of Environment, Science and Technology and Innovation from 2015, I beg your pardon, you have to pardon me, from 2015 to 2017, and became the Minister for Youth and Sport from 2014 to 2015. And of course, is currently the new minister at the chieftaincy.
Now, former Minister for Defense, that's Dominic Nittle. He says the newly appointed Defense Minister Gilbert Jane must prioritize restoring peace in northern Ghana, strengthening the Ghana Armed Forces capacity and improving the welfare of military personnel as he assumes office following President John Mahama's latest ministerial shuffle. He spoke earlier on The Pulse.
The second thing you are going to face as the minister is the fact that you have to secure the north. We built 12 forward operating bases and also 3 logistics centers, which have been let to rot. For the last 1.5 years, the government has not touched them. They've just let them like that. And so we are going to have a big problem encountering the extremists from the north. And so that's the second thing. And the last thing the minister is going to face is ensuring that the soldiers are used for the right thing, like in the fight against the LMC. The soldiers are used for the right thing, and that they have what it takes to be able to do that for you and to support the civil police in doing exactly what they need to do.
Let's get more analysis on this developing story. And senior political science lecturer at the University of Ghana, Legon, Dr. Kwame Ansah Sante, joins us via Zoom. We're grateful for your time here, sir. Now, government has made its first reshuffle, but only 4 ministries have been affected. What does the limited nature of this reshuffle tell you about the president's intentions?
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening to our viewers. I think in every governmental process, there's a time that you need to be able to reshuffle and then create opportunity for people with energy to come in and support the fight. And if you look at what has transpired so far, the president is moving gradually towards building a solid team for effective work and also towards election. Let me start with the local government. Normally, people who are put in the local government are very trusted of the president. Remember, local politics is critical when you are looking about the administration of the state from the local perspective. So remember, Minister for Local Government, all the MMDCs are under him. So you want to put somebody there who knows the ins and outs of local politics and will be able to build a solid machinery for election. So I'm not surprised that they put what Ayariga, who is very solid in terms of election processes, and there is, and all there is. That is not to say that Ahmed Ibrahim was not a good candidate for that, but he also has been pushed to another area where government want to really concentrate on that sector's ministry, the works and housing. There are a lot of works and housing issue, and he believes that there's a need to shift the post so that he comes in there. If you look at Zanato Rollins, the environment ministry has been ever since we lost Mutala. Even though somebody has been managing it, now you want a substantive person who is also has been around for a while and will be able to move in and then strengthen. All in all that we are saying is that if you are looking at election processes, you are talking about where if you think that an area needs more energy, you throw in somebody. If you think that there's a need to change course, you put in somebody. If you think that somebody is a non-performing asset in there, you remove him. So the political, chess has begun, and I'm sure that we are going to see more as the day go by. It's part of the measure to strengthen the administration of the state and also deliver the public good. Remember, the president promised a lot through their manifestos and all that, and you need somebody who can weather the storm. Of course, the Minister for Defense is very critical. Ever since we lost Dr. Mane, that place, even though has been occupied by Akufo-Addo, Dr. Akufo-Addo, you need a substantive ministry, a minister who can steer the affairs of the state. So putting this gentleman in, they want to tell you that all is set for delivering of the public good.
Now, Doc, from a citizen's perspective, normally when reshuffles of this nature happen, we're quick to assume that it's as a result of maybe some poor performances at, the ministries. But from your experience and your perspective, overall, does this reshuffle look like a response to, some performance concerns, perhaps a political repositioning, or simply an attempt to strengthen government's hand going forward?
There are reasons why government reshuffle are done from time to time. One of it is to, as I've already said, to inject fresh energy into the political system. Two is also to change focus and direction where there is the need to do so. And three, to satisfy a certain constitutional requirement. For instance, you want some gender balance and whatnot. And then the last one being you are going to ask some people, in other words, throw some people out for non-performance. If you look at what has transpired so far, you are seeing a situation where there has been promotion. Somebody who is a deputy minister now moves into the position of a minister. That is promotion, and holding that big portfolio. Yes, it gives you an idea that, look, the person's work has been looked at, and the president is confident that he needs to scale up his position so that he can deliver more. If you look at Mahama Ayariga, he has been a fantastic person in terms of delivery of his mandate. He has been so many times Minister of State, went to Parliament and all that. And this is a time you want to see that you get the basics right, the local government politics right, so as to make sure that all the promises you have given to various constituencies, various regions, he as a local government minister will be able to look at them and address them head on. So we want him to. Of course, the person you have moved to Parliament to be a majority leader is also an experienced person that you want him to also hold the fort there. So they are tightening all the areas that are important within the scheme of things. Environment is so critical in this age and time, and you want a young and dynamic person to be able to steer the affairs. Look at Ibrahim Mutala, a young man. So now you see another young person is in there, so as to develop the capacity and build the ministry to be able to position itself for all that there is for the ministry to do. So all in all, I don't see it as a demotion on the part of some people, but I see it as an improvement in governance and then the delivery of the mandate of the government.
Doc, thank you so much for your time here on JoyNews Prime.
Now, Acting Environment Minister Emmanuel Akufo-Addo says government's forests are beginning to recover following the repeal of LI 2462. He credits the late Murtala Mohammed with leading the push to revoke the instrument and protect forest reserves. Bua says other interventions are also supporting the country's environmental recovery. Fatal Bayaga has more on this report.
Family, friends and colleagues gathered at the Ministry of Environment, Science and Technology to commemorate the first anniversary of the late minister who died alongside 7 others in a helicopter crash in the Ashanti region last year. They describe him as a man of integrity who was poised to protecting and preserving the environment as a lasting legacy. Speaking at the solemn ceremony, the acting minister and Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Emmanuel said the ministry remains committed to safeguarding the environment in line with Murtala Mohammed's vision.
In the short period of time, I talked about some of the achievements at this ministry. He is the one that spearheaded the repeal of LI 2462, and today our forests are breathing again because of Honorable Murtala. We can clap for him. He hosted the African Research Initiative for Scientific Excellence high-level meeting in 2025 that led to the Accra Declaration. He also launched the biannual Environment, Science and Technology Forum as Ghana's premier network platform to build strategic partnerships between innovation and research commercialization.
The Minister for Education, Kharyne, said the pain of losing Murtala Mohammed still lingers, but stressed that protecting and preserving the environment would be a fitting tribute to the memory of the 8 gallant souls.
The best we can do to his memory and the memory of Dr. Mani Buama and all the 8 is to preserve and protect the environment, to endeavor to succeed in fighting galamsey in order that we don't compromise our water bodies, our farmlands and our air quality.
The Member of Parliament for Tamale North and Deputy Minister for Roads and Highways, Al-Hassan Suhini, said that although the fight against illegal mining has not been adequately won since the death of the gallant souls, the campaign has been sustained and will gradually yield results.
The fight against galamsey is not an event. It is a process, and it has never stopped, especially after, their demise. You realize that every now and then NIMOS is on the field, dismantling all the units and the gangs that they come across with. So the fight has been sustained since their demise.
The ceremony ended with tributes, prayers, and renewed calls for collective action to protect Ghana's environment in honor of the late Murtala Mohammed and the 7 others who lost their lives in the tragic crash. For JoyNews, Fatao Bayaga, Accra.
Now, a year after resident of Sikaman Akufo-Addo helped at the scene of the helicopter crash that claimed the lives of 8 officials, they say government's promises remain unfulfilled. Their roads are still in poor condition. The community center remains incomplete, and promised recruitment has not materialized. Residents honored the 8 officials who died while renewing their appeal for action, and Emmanuel reports.
Like the morning of the tragic day, residents of Sikaman Akufo-Addo in the Akufo district went about their daily routine until they heard a sudden noise from the forest behind them. Deep within the dense Dampia Forest Reserve, tragedy had struck. A military helicopter carrying 8 distinguished Ghanaians, including cabinet ministers, had plunged into the thick canopy of towering trees just minutes away from its destination in Obuasi. 1 year later, the pain has not faded.
We went there yesterday to the crash site. I was so sad.
Very sad. Residents, together with traditional authorities, returned to the crash site to honor the memories of the 8 lives lost. In a solemn ceremony, they poured libation, offering prayers, and paid tribute to those whose final journey ended in the heart of the forest. The Queen Mother has erected a billboard at the community, not only as a lasting reminder of that heartbreaking day, but also as a symbol of courage, sacrifice, and a tribute to the lives dedicated to national service.
Whenever I pass by and look at this billboard, I'm always saddened looking at the young men in there to have their life truncated just like that.
Meanwhile, beyond the remembrance, residents say they are still waiting for government to fulfill its promise made in the aftermath of the disaster.
We went for medicals, but we haven't heard from them since. They promised to fix our road for us within 6 months, so we are still waiting.
Assembly member for the area, Matthew Barr, assures of steady progress from the government in the construction of road and community center promised to the people.
Armed Forces has also helped with recruiting some of our men. The road construction is on course. We are also getting the government to build the community center for us.
From here at Sikaman, Akufo-Addo in the Akufo district of the Ashanti region, my name is Emmanuel, Bright Kweku.
Away from that, doctors at Laura Municipal Hospital are performing emergency surgeries amidst insect infestation. Mothers are also delivering babies in wards with leaking roofs. The 98-year-old facility has had no major renovation and is struggling to buy basic medical supplies. Our Upper West Regional correspondent Rafiq Salam reports on the crisis and efforts made by the Laura MP to provide relief.
Built when Ghana was still Gold Coast, the Laura Municipal Hospital has seen no major upgrade. Until recently, the operating theatre had wooden doors and louver blades that could not keep anything out, and the fear was real. Theatre nurse Mohammed Muslim says during night operations, insects will just walk in.
Sometimes, especially during the night time, when you could see insects, even crickets, enter the main theatre. And it's no good for providing surgical services, because if any of the insects finds itself into the abdomen, it can cause a lot of infections.
That changed after a passionate appeal to the MP. Laura MP Bid and Waters Mazieden replaced the doors and windows. Air conditioners are next.
It is yet to be completed, but we have all the doors and then windows changed. It's not only with the painting and then installment of the air conditioners.
For the first time in decades, the theatre is finally sterile. For the theatre team, that intervention brought relief. But step into the maternity and gynec wards and the nightmare continues. When it rains, water pours directly onto patients' beds. Deputy Chief Midwife Isa Goodman says mothers are now forced to share beds and some even reject admission.
This ward is a problem to us. It's leaking, and then the leakage is very, very bad, disturbing our clients in this ward.
The problems go deeper. There are no bed sheets, no mattresses, and no ultrasound scan machine. So in emergencies, nurses have to push laboring women outside the hospital just to get a scan before surgery.
For our clients, at times when a pregnant woman comes here, we need to do scan before going to theater. We have to go push the person to the other side or outside the hospital for scan. So that one too is our challenge in this hospital.
The Laura MP recently donated 100,000 cedis worth of gloves and syringes. Before that, emergency patients were told to go buy their own surgical supplies from town. But Medical Superintendent Dr. Zebla Musa says more is needed to keep staff motivated.
The hospital needs their support. We as staff, we are willing to do our best. But when the needed support is not available, it demotivates a lot of staff. Providing this logistics and making the working environment conducive is a motivation to staff.
Laura Hospital is 98 years old and begging for help. The question is, how long can courage hold up a century-old building? Reporting for JoyNews, Rafiq Salam, Laura.
Well, moving on, there is a looming maternal health crisis as 965 women have died in Ghana during childbirth in 2025 alone. And the figure represents over 200 percentage points more than the accepted World Health Organization threshold. According to the Deputy Minister for Health, Dr. Grace Ayun-Sudankwa, the problem risks escalating as data from the first half of 2026 are already more than the first half of 2025. Now, she revealed this during a maternal mortality action and response program tour in Accra.
Maternal mortality is our worst performing index. In 2025, 965 women died in childbirth. That puts us at a maternal mortality rate of 235 deaths per 100,000 live births. WHO recommendation to achieve universal health coverage is 70 deaths per 100,000 live births. So please do the math. 70 times how much is 235? I'm not going to answer. And we also want to reduce maternal mortality by 20% in 2026. The mid-year figures in 2026, as of May, is more than the figures in 2025 May. So that implies that this 900 and something that I talked about in 2025 is heading towards more in 2026.
Well, for more on this, let's welcome in Professor Promise Sefoga. He's a senior lecturer at the University of Ghana Medical School, as well as a consultant obstetrician and gynecologist, to pick his thoughts on this rather unfortunate development that we're picking up here. Prof, good evening. Many thanks for your time. Nearly 1,000 maternal deaths in a single year alone from 2025. From your standpoint as a clinician and a public health expert when it comes to maternal health, what are these figures telling us about the state of maternal health care in Ghana?
Yeah, thank you, Samani. Thanks for the opportunity. These figures tell us a gloomy picture about our health system overall, because the state of maternal health is just a reflection of the overall health system in any country. You know, when women are pregnant, they are vulnerable, and a system has to support and prevent these maternal deaths. These numbers are really chilling, you know, and majority are avoidable, unfortunately, you know, because the problems continue to be, we know the causes of maternal death. We know them. Nationwide, the number one cause has been blood loss. So the woman could bleed during pregnancy, but more commonly they bleed after delivery. And that bleeding is torrential. And when the woman is bleeding after delivery, we call it postpartum hemorrhage. What she needs is blood, ready access to blood to save her life. Unfortunately, majority of the time, we don't have adequate supplies to match up.
Right. Prof, we know that there is a chronic shortage of blood and its related products in the country. However, the Deputy Health Minister also identified that we're seeing an increasing number of elective cesarean sections happening, and complications also leading to the demise of these pregnant women. Is that the case?
So let's put it in context. Cesarean section, it's major surgery and could be potentially associated with complications. But I think the minister sort of oversimplified it by saying that increasing cesarean sections are the cause of increasing maternal mortality. Respectfully, that doesn't appear to be the situation. Take a step back. What is really necessitating the cesarean sections? Majority of it are from obstetric complications. Okay? WHO recommends the cesarean section should be between 10 to 15%. Right. Ghana is doing between 14 to 26. It's such a range, but there are areas that are doing much less as a result of lack of access.
Right.
Right. And across regions, across facilities, primary healthcare, secondary healthcare, tertiary healthcare, the rates would be higher. Take, for instance, Kolibu. Cesarean section rates can be sometimes in a year 40, 50%, because we're receiving a lot of the highest complications that require cesarean section.
Right. Prof,
just put it as cesarean sections are increasing and so maternal mortality rates are increasing. That oversimplifies it and takes the attention away from the core. Admittedly, with the increasing awareness, some women opt for cesarean sections. When a woman opts for cesarean section, the clinicians would explain to you that medically there isn't a reason. They have their own social reasons, something they call tocophobia. The woman has this morbid fear of going through labor. Or she's gone through labor before and the experience led to some form of mental problem.
So more like PTSD, for lack of a better term, if you like. But Prof, we're running out of time, but I want to just pick your final thoughts for pregnant women watching you right now. What can they do to protect themselves from such calamities that we're seeing over the year?
Samani, pregnant women, what we can say is seek care early. And the truth is they are doing it. But the gap is in the system. The gaps are with the system. We need resources. Take, for instance, the largest hospital in Ghana, whose maternity block needs a lot of retooling. When all the emergencies arrive there and there aren't enough ICU bed, intensive care, a lot of the deaths are from blood loss, complications of high blood pressure. The woman is pregnant, the blood pressure is high, she's having convulsion. She becomes unconscious. She needs to be put in ICU, put on a machine to do the breathing for her. The whole of the teaching hospital has less than 20 ICU beds for a country's population of 35 million. And this hospital does between 6,000 to 10,000 deliveries in a year. These are system issues. The women come to the hospital all right, but the system is not able to support them to keep them alive.
Right. Prof, thank you so much for your thoughts there.
Still to come on JoyNews Prime, 9 suspects arrested in connection with robbery attack at Fiapre Zongo in the Bunu region that left 2 people dead. We'll bring you details right after this.
When malaria shows up, it doesn't knock. It just takes over.
No. This fever is too much.
When malaria comes, respond with Mala-2. Fight malaria with Mala-2 tablets or syrup from Ernest Chemists. Test for malaria first before taking Mala-2. If symptoms persist for more than 48 hours, see a doctor. This advert is FDA approved.
Hey, what's up?
Life. It's moving so fast. Yesterday I was in class 4. Today I'm almost in JHS. My shoes don't fit me anymore. My voice is deeper. I was watching cartoons, but now they say I'm too old for that.
The more things change, the more they'll stay the same. I still love you the same.
Come accept that.
In a world that keeps changing, Calipo still keeps making sweet memories.
I still love it.
But I told you to have a sip not to finish it.
Calipo food juice drink, making sweet memories. This advert is FDA approved.
Day by Day existing lotion, cream, soap, and more. Day by Day has 4 fragrance range.
Yo, Green, you no go job. You look unhappy and seem to be in pain.
I have this long-standing well at my anus and it keeps coming and going. I feel sick and so uncomfortable, bro.
Have you taken into consideration going to the hospital?
I've been to several hospitals and they keep telling me the same thing. They said it's anal fistula. I have to undergo a surgery. I'm scared I might not be able to hold my stool if I do this surgery.
Wait, have you considered seeing a proctologist?
Which one is that? But do we have proctologists in Ghana here?
Bro, we have a lot of them. They are being trained every time.
Where can I...
An anal fistula is an abnormal tract which connects the inner parts of the anus to the skin around the anus. As long as this tract persists, there will be a recurring boil around the anus. A proctologist is the one credited with excellent outcomes of surgery of anal fistula. Laser and ligature anal fistula surgeries are the modern methods with very low recurrence rates.
Visit.
That's right. Did you see that? That is me. Without me, that tap would just be decoration.
That's so. So when the water comes, where exactly is it waiting? Pipe. I also didn't see any bedroom no. Me tank. Me na me kura.
At least I move water.
And I keep it safe.
Without me, nothing flows.
What's happening?
I bring the life.
I preserve it.
Hey, why is the water going on and off like this? Maybe I can do it alone.
Maybe I need you too.
Strong, reliable, built for every home. Syntex pipes and tanks, the perfect water team. Syntex, are you strong? Are you tough?
Hello, my name is Pamela from Customer Service. Please revalidate your account by texting your Ghana card number to 0500,000 247.
Hey, Abili, wabadim.
Madam, give me the numbers behind your ATM card. I'm calling from the head office.
An email was delivered across to our customers this morning.
Confirm if this is your bank account 100,100,100.
Thanks for sending your bank card details.
Send the OTP now to avoid cancellation.
EcoBank will never call, email, send an SMS asking for your PIN, OTP, bank card, or Ghana card details.
Don't get played. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Hello, please, I'm calling from Customer Experience Center.
Upgrade your print game with Konica Minolta, proudly powered by SkySat Technologies. From all-in-one machines that print, scan, and copy to professional systems and heavy-duty production machines, we deliver unmatched performance. Right now, SkySat has an unbeatable offer. 1 entire year of free servicing on all Konica Minolta machines. That's 12 months of expert maintenance for new and existing customers. Visit our new VIP print center at Pegasus Place, Airport Residential Area for a live demonstration. Call us on 050-164-5180 or 0302-798-829. Again, it's 050-164-5180 or 0302-798-829. SkySat Technologies. Performance that delivers every time.
Malaria's remedy is Lonat. Therefore, we're gonna use Lonat to recover. You have malaria? Yes, are you shivering? Yes, yes. You got chills? Yes, take Lonat. First day, take Lonat. Second day, take Lonat. Third day, take Lonat. That's all. Lonat scatter malaria. Lonat scatter malaria.
This advert is FDA approved.
Back to some more stories tonight.
Now, the Greater Accra Regional Security Council is pushing back against claims that state authorities have turned a blind eye to the construction of buildings along waterways, insisting structures obstructing the flow of rainwater will not be allowed to remain. The comments come as the council, led by the Greater Accra Regional Minister Linda Oklu, moves to clear buildings constructed within the buffer of the Pishi Lagoon, one of the key channels for the movement of storm water in Accra. Stephen Mensah has the rest of the story.
The 21-day deadline is intended to give developers and occupants enough time to vacate and remove the structures. Greater Accra Regional Minister Linda Oklu says the developments are undermining government's efforts to mitigate flooding in the capital.
The last time we came here, we told them that yes, we wouldn't prevent anybody from developing the place, but at least they should at least leave some kind of space so that when it rains, the rain will gradually get into there. For the first time, you heard that Chado got flooded for the first time. It's because of the encroachment here, and so it must be stopped.
So you notice that most of these structures have removed before 27th August 2026 by the Regional Coordinating Council, and this is to ensure that the occurrence that happened on June 29 does not happen again. And you remember that on June 29, some individuals lost their lives and some properties also were lost from some flood.
So we've given them 21. You can see that we've marked the buildings within the buffer zones. And so we are hoping that within the 21 days, those buildings, the owners of the buildings would either do the needful or RegSec will come in and do the needful for them.
The council is also rejecting suggestions that permits were issued for the construction of the structures along the waterways. Michael Prato Aluti is the Accra mayor.
This area, the whole area, no assembly can give them permits to put a structure here, because if you look at the lagoon, they are protecting the lagoon, but it looks like they have filled part of the lagoon. So if you walk into the assembly that you want to build here, nobody will give you a permit.
For the Korle-Klote Municipal Chief Executive, Alfred Gazy, the highest level of cooperation from residents and developers will be critical to preventing a recurrence of the devastation caused by the June 29 floods.
But I don't believe they will try and stop us. This is a national assignment and we will execute it to the... So I think this is an opportune time for us to work. So we'll work with the timelines we have and ensure that the lagoon is cleared and the river can...
Meanwhile, authorities are expected to assess the Pishi Lagoon to determine the extent to which the structures have affected the waterway. The 48th Engineer Regiment, together with selected state agencies, has been tasked with overseeing the desilting exercise and improving the flow of water through the lagoon.
Now, police in the Bono region have arrested 9 suspects in connection with a robbery attack at Fiapre Zongo that left 2 people dead. The attack targeted a mobile money vendor who was robbed of 30,000 cedis. 3 others are receiving medical care. Police say the suspects were intercepted while traveling in cattle trucks towards Brekum, while others remain at large. Well, let's get onto the phone lines and speak to the Bono Regional Police PRO, Chief Inspector Thomas Akila, for more on this. Good evening, Chief. What led police to the 9 suspects and what evidence links them to these robberies?
Good evening for having me. Not quite long. Yesterday the command brought a press release explaining the details of what we've been able to do so far concerning the robbery attack on the mobile money vendor. We've been able to arrest 9 suspects. According to the report that we are getting, our prelims guide us that those who committed that heinous crime got down from a cattle truck and commit that crime. So we picked 9 of them to grade them to ascertain the truth of it. So that's what we've been able to do so far.
And are there other suspects who you're still working on getting to, trying to arrest these individuals? And while you answer that, what more are you doing to protect individuals who are into, these mobile money businesses?
Come again, the line is the same.
I wanted to find out from you what you're doing to arrest the other suspects, and whilst you're doing that, what more or what measures are you putting in place to help protect mobile money vendors?
So like we always say, security is just a shared responsibility. We are just working with the neighborhood that they should put their ears on the ground. Any details, any info that they get, they should quickly relate to us. We are counting on the media as well. While our PIDs and the CIDs on the ground working assiduously to get more information in order to get the other perpetrators who commit that heinous crime. After the incident, they were moving and they met a gentleman and he just came out from the room and they shot him. So they were even passing through behind that same building, and one of them, I mean, we are yet to ascertain.
Okay.
Got stuck with an iron rod.
Right.
And you can see the intestine gushing out. So we sent the victims that
to the hospital.
To the hospital, and the one that got stuck with the iron rod, the person was receiving treatment along the line. He passed off. And that gentleman who was shot when he came out from the room, we got there and he was pronounced dead on arrival. So we are doing our best. We are just interviewing the other suspects to ascertain the truth of it, so that we can put them behind before courts.
Chief Inspector Thomas Akila, thank you so much for that update.
Away from that, government is tightening oversight of the nationwide LEAP enrollment to ensure support reaches the right household. Gender Minister Dr. Agnes Namomo-Lartey is demanding transparency, professionalism and compassion from officials. Now, she says this will reduce enrollment errors and restore public trust in the program. Martina Bugri has more.
The program previously had about 350,000 households, with roughly 70% of the number now exiting because of improvement in their livelihood. To meet the new target, an additional 300,000 households are being brought on board. Speaking in an interview with the media, the minister said that the LEAP payment have been indexed to inflation, and under the new arrangement, the value of the money received by beneficiaries will be protected regardless of whether inflation rise or falls.
So it's indexed against inflation, and so the performance of it, I think we increased from somewhere, but now that it is indexed against inflation, what it means is that up or down, beneficiaries will not lose. The value of their money they are receiving will be intact.
Dr. Namomo-Lartey acknowledged that issues can arise in human institutions and urge beneficiaries to report challenges to the ministry.
So if there are challenges, the best thing is to draw the attention of the implementing institution, that is the ministry, and then together with our stakeholders, we'll resolve the issues.
Sanergu Municipal Director of the program, Mohammed Osman, said the municipality had experienced a significant expansion in the LEAP program.
The municipality has experienced a significant expansion in LEAP outreach. Previously, Sanergu had 1,476 beneficiaries households across 25 communities. The assessment that has identified 6,018 potential LEAP households in 64 communities for enrollment. This remarkable increase demonstrates both the growing demand for social protection and government's determination to ensure that no eligible household is left behind.
Let's bring you some updates from the National Science and Math Quiz, as Bole Senior High School and Salaga Senior High School saw their hopes of representing the Savannah region dashed. As T.I. Ahmadiyya Senior High School, Salaga snatched the region's only slot. The feat marked Salaga T.I. Ahmad's second consecutive qualification, with the team vowing to continue dominating the competition and raise the flag of the region on the national stage. There's more on this following report.
For the Savannah Regional Qualifiers as against Salaga SHS and Wale SHS. I know this is a beautiful moment for your school. This should be your second qualification to the national stage. How are you feeling?
Oh, it's a great feeling. I'm highly elated. And I thank Prime Time and all the stakeholders for making the opportunity for us. I thank my team very much. My headmaster will be very proud of us. This year we are 55 years. And I think this is one of the roadmap for our celebration.
How are you feeling securing your school a second slot again to go to the national stage after your debut in 2025?
Oh, it has been great. See, when we entered here, the momentum was so high, so we were very highly expected. So the God who brought us here will surely secure the points for us in the nationals. Okay. It be like say the British are coming back to colonize the championship again.
Okay. Okay. What do you mean by that?
I mean, I'm not the one laughing. So
the British are coming back to colonize us again.
Anywho, for that.
Well, we've got showbiz coming up next. Stay tuned in. I'm Noella, Kharyne Yalley.
You know what time it is? Because tonight Sarkodie is coming up with a hit, and Becky is going to tell us everything we need to know about it.
You love Sarkodie, I know that, because the rap icon has released his brand new single, "E No Easy," featuring award-winning music duo Dope Nation. The inspirational Afro hip-hop track blends Sarkodie's signature lyricism with Dope Nation's energetic hooks and production delivering a motivational anthem about perseverance and the realities of the journey to success. Sarkodie, a new one from King Sak. You should go out there and stream it. It's a very good song. I know that you don't think that it's a fantastic song.
Oh, I think it's a great song.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. Mijo, yeah.
Yeah.
But let's end on a sad note. The final funeral rites of late Ghanaian actress and entrepreneur Beverly Afagluba will be held on Saturday, August 8, 2026 at the forecourt of the State House in Accra. The funeral A service scheduled to begin at 7 a.m. will bring together family members, friends, colleagues from the entertainment industry and loved ones to bid farewell to the celebrated actress.
To Christ, Girls' Connection, and Never Again, among others, an industry she was so passionate about.
Not like our movies cannot travel, but I mean celebrated by ourselves out of Ghana. I hope and wish that we'll be able to get there because they love our movies, and both local and what we do, the English, they love it outside. So I think it's about time they start celebrating us this way, like award schemes like this. Yeah.
Is it we not accepting and loving our own? Is that what is?
That's a part of it. That's a part of it. How we shut people off when they go on break or they go on hibernation for their own reasons. Then we shut them off like, this person is no more, these are the newest sensation and all that. But we need to celebrate our own good enough so that they stay with us for long, not when they're dead.
Beyond the acting career, Beverly Afaglu was also one entrepreneur. She ventured into the food business and founded Traffic Shawarma, which grew into a popular brand with several branches and became one of her major business interests outside the creative arts. Beverly Afaglu passed away on May 24, 2026 at the age of 42, just 4 days before her 43rd birthday, after a battle with cancer for 2 years. Her death came as a shock to many, as the actress had remained active and appeared full of life at public events and on social media in the months leading up to her passing. The news of her death triggered an outpouring of grief from fans, colleagues and members of Ghana's creative arts industry, who continue to remember her for her contributions to film and her vibrant personality. As part of the ceremony, a memorial service will be held at the venue where mourners will have the opportunity to far past her remains, retribute and pay their final respect to the late screen icon. Following the funeral service, Beverly Afaglu will be laid to rest in a private burial ceremony. A Thanksgiving service will subsequently be held on Sunday at this night at the Action Chapel International in Tema at 9 o'clock a.m. where family, friends, colleagues and well-wishers will gather to thank God as well as celebrate her life and legacy. Beverly Afaglu is survived by her husband, musician Kwame Star, their daughters, mother, siblings and other family members.
We're on.
Yeah, may her soul rest in perfect peace. We'll see you tomorrow at the forecourt of the State House to lay our sister to rest. Thank you for having me here.
You're welcome, Becky. Well, that's our package for you this evening, but of course you can find more news on our website. It's myjoyonline.com. My name is Emmanuel Samani. Take care of yourself, be well, and see you on Monday.
Your phone only has one job, to keep up with you. But when your camera freezes, your messages arrive late, your video calls keeps breaking, and your battery gives up even before the day begins. Maybe your phone is trying to tell you something. Maybe it's time to get something better. Purchase the phone that keeps up with you during Ghana's Mobile Prime Week, the biggest mobile phone festival where top brands meet best prices. From the 27th of July to the 9th of August, enjoy exciting discounts on smartphones from Samsung, Tecno, Infinix, Itel, Vivo, Xiaomi, Huawei, Hotwave, and Doji, plus amazing gifts. CompuGhana has the right choice for you. Visit any CompuGhana showroom or shop online at CompuGhana.com. Call us on 0302-752020 or WhatsApp us on 0243-143-143. Mobile Prime Week, the biggest mobile phones festival. Top brands, best prices. CompuGhana, passion for technology.
Drive EVGH was built on a simple idea that driving can be better. It can be cleaner, smarter, and more refined. Today, we offer a range of electric vehicles that meet you right where you are. From luxury models that deliver power and prestige to everyday vehicles designed for practical, intelligent mobility. But we didn't stop at vehicles. We built X-Charge EV network to ensure charging is accessible, reliable, and efficient. In a dedicated service center designed specifically for electric vehicles because expertise matters. This is how the future becomes reality. Drive EV Ghana, we're leading.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Prime Business with me, Pius Kojobaka. We want to start off from the ports because the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority is informing the trading community and the public that the port of Tema is currently experiencing significant landslide congestion. This is due to massive growth in import traffic and the corresponding empty containers export coupled with road congestion. Similar challenges are being experienced at several ports across the West African sub-region, resulted in delays in container evacuations and the transfer of laden and empty containers. To address the situation, GPHA says it has activated enhanced operational measures and placed all relevant stakeholders on heightened operational alerts. In close collaboration with shipping lines and terminal operators, the authority added that it is accelerating the evacuation of empty containers through increased vessel calls, strengthening truck deployment and container transfer operations, improving empty container and optimizing yard and traffic management to improve cargo flow and maximize available terminal capacity. The authority is also appealing to all importers, clearing agents and cargo owners to expedite the clearance of their consignments. GPHA, however, assures all stakeholders that it is closely monitoring the situation and will continue to implement the necessary interventions to restore normal operating conditions as quickly as possible. The Ghana Real Estate Developers Association, GREDA, has urged the incoming Minister of Works, Housing and Water Resources, Ahmed Ibrahim, to continue to expand the housing infrastructure projects initiated by the outgoing minister to address the country's growing housing deficit. Speaking to Joy Business, President of GREDA, Dr. James Lindsay, says continuity is critical to prevent delays, cost overruns, and the sustained investor confidence in the sector.
You said challenges. Everywhere is fraught with challenges, and there's the action that the minister takes, the direction he or she gives, is what would direct his ministry towards a good or bad direction. I expect the Honorable Ibrahim to follow in the stead of what Minister J has done. And then, because I can tell you that there's so many things going on with respect to affordable housing, some for nurses, some for teachers, some for public sector. And it's only a matter of time that it will show. And I wish and pray that the Honorable Ibrahim does just what is right so that these things can come into fruition. It is not an event, as you all know. You know, it's not an event, it's a continuum. And so we cannot just sit down and say it will just bear fruition tomorrow. But this is the things you put in place, the acts you do, the actions you take that will show clearly that we are going to continue on this good path that former minister has set out to do. So we can only wish good things to come to the ministry and wish good things to come to GREDA.
Standard Chartered Bank has declared a dividend of 4.989 cedis per ordinary share, amounting to a total payout of 672.35 million cedis and preference share dividend of 1.13 million cedis, resulting in a total payment of 673.48 million cedis after shareholders approved the final dividend at the bank's 56th annual general meeting. The bank reaffirmed its commitment to supporting Ghana's economic development as it marks 130 years of continuous operation. This commitment was reinforced during the board's engagement with shareholders, where the bank's impact and contribution to Ghana's progress from trade and infrastructure to wealth creation and cross-border banking solutions were heightened. Addressing shareholders, Chairman of Standard Chartered Bank Ghana PLC, Mr. Ebenezer Chumasanti, highlighted the bank's commitment to delivering shareholder value. Talking about AGMs, Bui Power Authority has recorded a net profit of $66.2 million in the 2025 financial year, following improved energy generation and expansion of its renewable energy capacity. The authority generated revenue 145.9 million cedis during the year, with total energy output reaching over 1,000 gigawatts per hour, exceeding its projected target of 1,350 gigawatts per hour by 6.5%. More in this report. Bui Power Authority's 2025 annual stakeholders meeting, Chief Executive Officer of the authority, Engineer Kharyne Sam, said the Bui hydroelectric plant maintained an average availability rate of 95%, reflecting the reliability of the authority's margin generation asset. According to him, despite leadership changes at the Ministry of Energy, the Bui Power Authority Board and executive management during the year maintained operational stability and continued implementing its strategic plans, hence the impressive financial performance.
During the year, BPA increased its installed solar PV capacity from 55 megawatt peak to 105 megawatt peak to complement our 404 megawatt hydropower capacity, further diversifying our energy portfolio. The authority recorded a generation increase with a revenue of $145.9 million and a net profit of $66.2 million. However, our cash flow support for the expansion of our generation business and critical operations remain constrained by high account receivables with our major off-taker.
Delivering the keynote address at the AGM, Minister for Energy and Green Transition John Jinapor urged management and stakeholders to leverage and sustain the impressive 2025 financial performance to build more renewable energy sources to support Ghana's renewable development.
We are restoring financial stability in the sector through reforms such as the cash waterfall mechanism, the Energy Sector Recovery Program, and BPA should strengthen its commercial base and regional market participation. And as Minister, you can count on me anytime. The financial result shows a strong institution. Revenue of $145 million USD, with your assets nearing $22 billion, shows that you are financially viable and that given the right environment, you should be self-financing. What we have to do to support you is that when you sell the power, you get your revenue. I urge all stakeholders to sustain this progress. Government, under His Excellency President Mahama, will continue to provide policy and regulatory support. Together, we will build a stronger, greener Bui Power Authority to support Ghana's development and serve a leading renewable energy institution in Africa. I'm confident that given what you are doing, we would attain that 10% mark by 2030.
As part of Ghana's green transition agenda, Bui Power Authority also plans to develop 300 megawatts power of dispatchable solar PV plants integrated with large-scale battery energy storage systems, targeted for completion by the end of 2028. The Executive Director of the Center for Environmental Management and Sustainable Energy, Benjamin Isia, says Ghana can afford a fuel subsidy beyond the current one-month window if government prioritizes fiscal discipline and targets support to vulnerable groups. Speaking in an interview with Joy Business, Mr. Isia said while fiscal responsibility is important, abruptly ending subsidies will trigger transport fare hikes and worsen inflation.
if there are no subsidies, it also affects government because if government also procures fuel, government uses fuel to distribute goods across the country. And for that matter, when fuel prices increase, it also affects government expenditure in terms of its operations for the year 2026. So we have to just balance this intervention against the expenditure that we are likely going to incur. And further, I think that I've listened to other commentators on this subject that we can also realign our excess revenue or proceeds from the petroleum upstream to cushion the downstream, and that is quite an integration. So I think that however the price goes, government will have to intervene, because if government doesn't intervene, it's likely going to cause a lot of macroeconomic instability, and I don't think government will appreciate that.
The National Petroleum Authority is insisting that it is illegal for oil marketing companies to switch to daily review of fuel prices at the pumps. This follows reports that some oil marketing companies are practicing daily reviews of pricing, resulting in fuel prices going up 4 times over the past 2 weeks. Here is Director of Economic Regulation and Planning at the National Petroleum Authority, Abbas Tasunti.
Because what happens is that sometimes they reduce their margins to still stay at the same price. The same way the BDC2 may sometimes, even though FOBs have gone up and all of that, or FX may have depreciated, they choose to stay there and maybe reduce their margins in the price good up. So there are a lot of dynamics to this whole pricing thing that we have to understand. So we've brought in the flexibility to allow marketers and BDCs to revise their prices within the window, even though we still have the 2-week window. Now, you remember that when the war started, the prices shot up sharply. If you remember, the price didn't increase in the same window. The BDCs waited and increased their prices generally in the next window. So ever since the war started with all this high volatility, you don't see these BDCs changing or pricing on the daily basis. So the NPL, I want to repeat, has not sanctioned the daily pricing regime.
But it's happening. But it is happening.
I've explained the context in which it happens.
Okay, I get you.
That's when FX is changing. They can do that. That's why an OMC, if you check our website, we publish OMC price on a daily basis because the price can change on a daily basis. It's not illegal to change your price on a daily basis. But what we say is that if the justification is because of the world market price, the FOB, we don't approve of that because we have the 2-week pricing window still guiding prices. If anybody wants to do a spot pricing, it should be to the advantage and not to the disadvantage of that BDC and to the consumer.
Meanwhile, the Chamber of Bulk Oil Distributors have revealed that fuel prices should have been sold at 24 cedis per litre if their members have not been subsidizing the product. The distributors argued that it is different from the 2 cedi subsidy extended by government. Chief Executive of the Chamber, Dr. Akufo-Addo, says the development shows how most of them are struggling in the wake of the price volatility.
So if you are to go according to that, in actual fact, the product like diesel that you are buying for 18 cedis, you check the key determinants that determine those prices, then you should be actually buying it around 22 to 24 cedis per litre.
That's debatable.
It's not debatable. You check the figures that you projected. So if in January you were buying crude for $60, and as at today that has even dropped, that is over. It has dropped to about $88. That is over 60-something% increase. That 60-something% increase. At that time, exchange rate was 10 point something. Now, exchange rate is 11 point something. So if you are to pick these 2 key major determinant factor in arriving at the prices at the pump, there are variations, significant changes has happened at the exchange rate level and then also at the international price level. Not to talk about fleet charges and then other logistics that has come into bear.
Now, Ghana's fuel distribution network could face major disruption as tanker drivers threaten to park their vehicles nationwide within less than 2 weeks. There is more in this report.
The Ghana National Petroleum Tanker Drivers Union has issued a 2-week ultimatum to government to fix what it describes as dangerous conditions along key fuel transport routes, including deep potholes, poorly positioned speed ramps and rumble strips, faded road markings, and missing traffic signs, or face a nationwide withdrawal of services. The warning follows another fatal crash involving a fuel tanker at the Brimso Bridge on the Accra-Kumasi Road this week, where a driver and his mate lost their lives. Union leaders say the latest tragedy could have been avoided, insisting they have repeatedly alerted authorities, including after a tanker driver was killed at the same location in September last year. Chair of the Ghana National Petroleum Tanker Drivers Union, JoyNews, disclosed this at Boom.
We are giving them 2 weeks from today. If they don't do anything about the Brimso River and Tema Enclis Road from Tor, Vaco Road about to Tor and to Boom, they will see the danger and the wrong side of tanker drivers. If His Excellency the President is listening, then he should listen carefully. I salute him wherever he is. I respect him. But it's like some of his ministers have sat down, they close their eyes on some certain things. We are on the ground. I want to mention it again. All the ministers, most of them, when they are traveling, they travel with flight. But we use the road mostly, portals, wherever we know. So when we call you as minister to address it or to discuss with you, and you refuse to open your door, then what are you trying to tell us? All tanker drivers who are listening to me, please, take note and take note from today that we are giving authorities 2 weeks. From today, if the 2 weeks elapse and nothing has been done, when you hear the whistle blowing, please, wherever you are, park your truck.
According to JoyNews, despite petitions and requests for engagement with the road minister, Kwame Agboja, no meaningful action has been taken, leaving drivers and other road users exposed to recurring danger.
Immediately we left there, I instructed my secretary to write a letter to the Honorable Minister for Roads and Highways, which he did. I signed the letter with the aim that he will open his door for us to have interaction with him and give him particular danger points where we are having challenges on the road, because we are using the road. They normally use land cruisers and flight, but normally we use the road. So wherever there's danger, we know through the drivers. He couldn't call us. We wrote a reminder for him to at least call us so that we'll have that discussion with him. As I speak to you, if today he will call us, that is Honorable Agboja. If today he will call us, I don't know.
Meanwhile, some tanker drivers shared the challenges they face on the road, many of which put their lives at risk.
As that fee happened there is a dip. So if you don't know where you don't hold your steer firmly, where you go enter, it go throw you once a while, then it throw. But now there, I go to say 1 year this now, the accident rent for that place is we cannot account for it. It's more than first we are preventing accident rather. Now we can add more to it.
Our braking systems are quite different from those of smaller vehicles. The speed ramps and rumble strips, especially on the Brimso Bridge, have become death traps for tanker drivers. They force vehicles ahead of us to slow down abruptly, and when a fully loaded tanker is following, it becomes extremely difficult to stop in time, often leading to crashes. The sooner the authorities address this problem, the better.
According to them, they cannot continue losing their lives while others stay alive. From the NPA tanker yard at Boom, this has been Kwame Yanka for Joy Business.
All right, we'll move on to some other stories. The Municipal Chief Executive for Akufo-Addo, Eric Asibe, has cut the sword for the construction of the municipality's 24-hour economy market, describing it as a major step toward implementing the government's flagship 24-hour economy policy. He says the market is being developed as a comprehensive business hub designed to facilitate round-the-clock commercial activity and drive economic growth in the municipality. More in the following report.
The Kwadaso MC, Eric Esibe, addressing the gathering, indicated that the dedicated 24-hour economy market will also provide a conducive environment for businesses to flourish under the policy. He expressed confidence that the project will create employment opportunities, improve trading conditions, and stimulate local economic development while positioning Kwadaso as a key commercial hub in the Ashanti region.
It's not just a market. The difference is that this one is going to operate for 24 hours and the others, they can close at any time. It will create jobs, it will expand trade and commerce. It will sort of bring a lot of people when it comes to social life. So we appreciate it most for having this multi-purpose market. They are supposed to use 36 months, which is 3 years from now. And I can vividly tell you that some money is sitting somewhere, and the moment the contractor starts work, we're going to push him with that money so that they can complete on schedule.
According to him, he tasked the contractor to prioritize local employment, directing that 70% of the project workforce be made up of residents of the municipality due to the high unemployment rate in the area.
We have a lot of employment deficits in our community. Therefore, I'll engage him that he should make sure that about 70% of his workers will hear from Kwadaso so that the people here will also enjoy the benefits of these projects.
Although Emax Construction Works Limited has been given 36 months to complete the 24-hour multi-purpose market, the company says it will deliver in 24 months. Engineer Michael Amankwa is the managing director.
It's a flashy project which is just about 3 years project, 36 months. But we are expecting to do this project within 24 months if all things be equal, because that's our hallmark. We always start a project and we ensure we finish before the stipulated time. And notwithstanding the quality, we will ensure that we do the quality job as well. To the community, we are appealing to them right from the Nananum that they should cooperate with us.
Francis Mensah's report for Joy News.
Now, artificial intelligence is becoming more accessible in Ghana as technology firm Viamo launches its new 231 voice platform. The innovation allows AI users to power information on basic mobile phones without internet or mobile data. We've got more for you in this report.
Technology company Viamo has launched its new 231 voice platform, an artificial intelligence-powered voice service that enables Ghanaians to access critical information using basic mobile phones without internet connectivity or mobile data. The platform, unveiled in Accra in partnership with MTN Ghana, provides voice-based information in 5 local languages, targeting millions of users who do not own smartphones. Speaking at the launch, Country Director for Viamo Ghana and Liberia, Dr. Ni Lante Hewan-Mills, said the initiative marks another milestone in the company's journey since it's begun operation in Ghana in 2012.
Today's event is to launch the 23rd Viamo platform. Viamo is an ICT for development firm, social enterprise with that started in Ghana in 2012. And has now expanded to 23 countries. Interestingly, the story has come full circle. And today, together, powered by MTN, we are making information available, voice information in 5 languages available to all Ghanaians. Typically, messages are around health, agriculture, financial literacy, and information that helps people make important critical decisions to help their livelihoods.
He explained that the service enables users to access AI-powered information through ordinary voice calls using feature phones popularly known as YAM phones, eliminating the need for internet access or expensive devices.
A key component of this event was making AI available on YAM phones. That's a solution Viamo is pioneering globally. We're supporting women, teachers, young folks with critical information in health, in agric, on YAM phones. So without internet, without data, without a fancy phone, over a voice call, you'll be able to access information like you would on ChatGPT.
Vyamo believes the innovation will significantly improve digital inclusion by extending the benefits of artificial intelligence to underserved populations, particularly rural communities where access to smartphones and internet service remains limited.
We've got the latest commodities update for you. We still apologize for our inability to bring you the commodities update. But that said, for Prime Business, I am Pius Kojo-Baka. Benaya the Family Boy is next with Prime Sports.
Discover Willow Lane.
All these were food.
Food to the brim, Mankasa.
I only took small pills. Small. You pour like waterfall.
Let's check the camera, shall we? What camera?
Hey, I knew it.
Hey.
Hey, mommy, daddy.
Fruit is for sharing. No need to hide to enjoy.
Family that share together.
Stay together.
Wait, there's more.
Hey, Grandma.
Someone match it.
Frutelli, the family drink. This advert is FDA approved.
Missed passes, bad referee decisions. Don't let your child's grade suffer a bad match. Ensure a straight win this academic season with curriculum-aligned textbooks and interactive tools from Pegasus Publishing. From preschool to senior high school, we have the exact game plan your kids need to ace their classes. And because it's World Cup season, you get a massive 20% off every single book. Don't drop. Call 059-50-10175 or dash to Pegasus Publishing in Accra, Newtown, right opposite the Total Energy Station. Free delivery within Accra when you call. Pegasus Publishing, shaping minds, winning futures.
So this strategy will lead. Oh no, not again.
Say, relax. The generator will come on now.
The generator is not working.
Why stress yourself when the experts are just one tap away? Introducing Left Power, the smart emergency support app from Left Signature Limited. With Left Power, certified engineers respond fast, anytime, anywhere. No delays, no stories.
Hello, sir. This is Left Signature Limited. The request has been received and our engineers are already on their way. Please relax. We've got you covered.
This is professional. Every Left expert is certified, verified, and can be tracked in real time. Oh, you'll know they're coming before they even arrive. From electrical engineering and solar power systems to data center management, cloud services, smart automation, and software development, Left Signature delivers excellence, fast, reliable, and professional. Left Power.
Your solution is just one tap away.
Available on Play Store and App Store.
Residences in Achimota isn't just an address, it's the home you truly earned. Secure your place with just a 10% deposit and choose from beautifully designed modern apartments or spacious townhouses built for everyday comfort. This is more than a building. It's a vibrant, curated community with a clubhouse, state-of-the-art gym, and an on-site hotel, all at ABC Junction, minutes from Achimota Mall. Enjoy city energy while retreating to your private sanctuary. Call now to reserve your unit and benefit from limited launch incentives, including priority unit selection, executive pricing, and flexible payment options available. Don't miss the chance to pick the best homes. Book your private site visit today. Call 050-9823-424. Palladium Residences. Live smart, invest better.
Hi, good evening. Welcome to the Prime Sports segment with me, Benaya Elom Dapankwa. Let's start in the camp of the Black Queens because Ghana booked their place in the quarterfinals of the Women's African Cup of Nations after a hard-fought 1-1 draw with Mali. Evelyn Bedi looked to have put the Black Queens on course for victory when she fired home deep into the first half of stoppage time. However, Kadidi Atto Diabate leveled 5 minutes into the second half to secure points for Mali. The result sends Ghana into the last 8, where the Black Queens will face Malawi on Sunday. Victory in that match will secure Ghana a place in the 2027 FIFA Women's World Cup for the first time since 2007. Meanwhile, head coach Kim Lasbrokegrin believes the team has got a good chance of advancing further in the competition.
Today that we were more calm. We tried to play each other on the feet. We can see it with the possession that we had 65% against 35. So that shows also the fact that we were trying to keep the ball on the floor a little bit more and did many good things. But I agree with you. In the end of the game, we could probably be a little bit smarter, yes. It's of course going to be tough. Malawi have played very well. You can't go around the big subject with the two sisters, Shawingas. They are pretty great, but also they are having a hard-working group behind that as well. We played them in a friendly. We won with 4-0 just a week before the tournament or something like that. But in the end of the day, this is going to be something new that we're going to face both of the Shawingas. We only face one of them, and also when you play a quarterfinal in the WAFCON, and also you know that the win will make you to the World Cup, that's going to be a completely different story. I do think that our chances is pretty good, but they maybe think the same.
Elsewhere, Cameroon finished top of Group D after a 1-1 draw with Cape Verde and will now face Nigeria in the quarterfinals. Other fixtures to expect in the last 8 include Cameroon. They will be playing Algeria. South Africa will face Nigeria. Ghana, of course, will face Malawi. And Ivory Coast will face the host nation, Morocco. Now, joining me via Zoom all the way in Morocco is my colleague Lawrence Baidu to discuss this tournament with the Black Queens, courtesy Bank of Ghana and Goldfields. Hi, Lawrence.
Good evening. I can hear you loud and clear.
The Black Queens are through to the last 8 of the competition after their 1-1 draw against Mali. Were you impressed with the performance yesterday? And how do you see our game against Mali on Sunday?
Well, for the very first time in this competition, I think even the players and then the head coach will agree to the fact that that first half was a much improved one than the first 2 games that we saw, where they looked jittery, they looked lost in the opening half. But then yesterday was the brightest start to a game that you will see Ghana play as far as this competition is concerned after 3 games. So it was an improved performance. The possession was there to show for it. Chance creation was there to back it as well. It's unfortunate that they couldn't get so many goals to add to it, but that performance against Mali was much better than we had seen all tournaments. And to talk about it as well, it was also due to the changes he made to the starting lineup with Evelyn Baidu coming in for Zakaria Jepena, and then Comfort Sieboa also coming in at right back and taking the place of Benedict Simon. So all of this coupled with the girls' determination and knowing what was at stake produced the performance that we saw. Could have been better in terms of scoreline, as the coach admitted, but then that performance was the best we've seen from Ghana all tournament. And then you mentioned that game against Malawi. It's always going to be a difficult one for the kind of performance that Malawi have had in this tournament. You saw them beat Nigeria in their opening game. You saw them also beat Egypt. I mean, Egypt were always going to be the punching bags of Group C, so I'm not surprised everyone beat them at that. But then that game against Zambia, which was the one that secured them qualification into the next round, or that made them top that group, is one that showed loopholes in their game. But even that, you still can see the quality that the Malawians possess. For Ghana, we faced Malawi as part of our preparations for the 2026 Women's Africa Cup of Nations, because I think they were the final friendly game we played, where we won 4-0. Ketsi, Doris Budua hat-trick, and then an own goal. So the side we have seen, there, as many will admit, there's an advantage to this and a disadvantage. The advantage is that then you know how they play and how you are going to maneuver your way around them. The disadvantage also becomes the fact that they played you, and that's exposed loopholes in their game, and they've gone on to correct them and become better sides. So whichever way you look at it, there's a positive to it and there's a negative to it. I don't expect it to be the 4-0, like the 4-0 we did or we beat them in the friendly. I expect it to be much competitive, much a fierce competition, a fierce game, a keenly contested game.
What do you think have changed in this Malawi team? Looking at the last game, or the last time the Black Queens played them, because heading into this tournament, of course, everyone was talking about Zambia and Nigeria being the favorite for this competition, but Zambia unfortunately have been eliminated, and Malawi are through to the next round. Their performances against Nigeria and Zambia is one I think the Black Queens should be cautious of, shouldn't they?
Obviously, if a team has the Chawinga sisters, two of the most clinical players as far as the continent is concerned, you always should cause concern. When we played them in that friendly, it was just Temwa Chawinga who was around, so it was a bit easy for us to deal with her. But when you have the two players all available, coupled with a few others in their midfield coming into the picture, because I think when we played them, they didn't play two of their midfielders. Tabitha Chawinga was also unavailable or had not arrived in camp yet, so there was not an entirely different side. But these three players obviously have come into the side and then and brought a certain spark to their play, added a bit of injection into how they control games, and it is how they have carried themselves in the group stage that has seen them reach the level that they were. And if you want to look at how they play exactly, you just need to avoid a highline, because anytime they get the ball, they are looking to find Tabitha or Temwa Chawinga because of the pace, the strength they possess. So if you're able to deal with these two, you maybe limit a certain level of danger or a certain level of threat that they pose at you. And then again, you come to your midfield area where your players need to be very technical, play their game, keep the ball on the floor, try to frustrate them by pressing them constantly, which will let them give the ball away. And that is another way you can go past this Malawian side. The next thing will be for you to take your chances. We've seen in this competition, Doris Budua, she seemed an improved version of herself from last year. Even though there are certain chances she's not finishing up, you want to believe that she has that quality to improve that aspect of her game and get it back on track. She's 23. There's more to a game that she can improve. She'll keep getting better as the competition goes on. Because the Doris we saw from the qualifiers, we saw from the friendlies, she can be very potent in front of goal. So if that aspect of the game improves, that is also another plus for Ghanaians and for Kim Lasbjörk as well, as far as his size chances of reaching the last four and then obviously securing the World Cup ticket is at stake.
So if you are Kim Lasbjörk, are you going to maintain the same starting 11 against that played against Mali to feature against Malawi on Sunday, or you make some changes?
I'm not going to make any changes to it. Probably keep the same lineup. Get Chantal a bit more involved. Get Evelyn Bedu a bit more involved, because when these two players have the best of days, the Black Queens have the best of days as well. Yesterday we saw when Chantal was heavily involved, she was making things thick for Ghana in those final third distribution, the pointing to direction where the ball should go, and the communication with the players in the attacking area. And you saw Evelyn Bedu picking up those pocket spaces in the penalty box. You saw Grace Asantua doing everything that she could in terms of driving the ball forward, creating a lot of chances. And hopefully when all of this come to play, it will be the best of the Black Queens that we see. I always mention that, look, when the tournament started, most of these players were enjoying off-season. So match readiness, zooming into competition mode was always going to take a lot of time. And we've seen how they've warmed themselves into this competition gradually to see that performance against Mali. So hopefully they build on that. They are able to get their best of games. But in terms of lineup, I don't think I'll make any changes to it. Keep comfortable with the kind of performance she produced. Allow Evelyn Bedu to play in that number 10 role, because she seemed to have an understanding with Doris Bedua, considering that both of them played for Azakes in the past and also were in the junior national team some time ago. They had that telepathy to cause trouble in the final third in the box.
Yeah, aside Ghana playing Malawi, we have other top games that will be played on Sunday. We have Morocco, they will be in action. We have Cameroon. They are going to be playing Nigeria. Look, games are you going to be keeping your eyes on?
Yeah, so all the quarterfinal games, Benaya, are a must-watch game. You want to look at that quarterfinal one between Morocco and South Africa, which is a repeat of the 2022 WAFCON final. Okay, where South Africa went all the way to beat Morocco, who were playing again as hosts in this tournament. So in that tournament, so it's going to be a dicey one. Then you have Ivory Coast playing Algeria. Maybe for some reasons that seemed like the more clear-cut game that you will see in the quarterfinals, because Ivory Coast have played, as far as this competition is concerned, they've played levels above what we've seen from Algeria in this competition. That's Nigerian duo of Safi Insira and then Seri Grace Ruth seem to be doing the magic for the Ivorians, but there's more to their game than just the two of them. So maybe they stand out as clear favorites as far as that game is concerned. Then you have Cameroon playing Nigeria. It's sad to see one of these teams, drop as far as World Cup hopes are automatic World Cup hopes is concerned. Okay, but it is what it is. The competition where it's gotten to, you need to see the big girls face or big women facing each other, and that is one of the fishes that will give you. And there's Ghana versus Malawi. So all those quarterfinal fishes I want to keep an eye on.
All right, thank you very much, Lawrence.
Look, Bernard, before we even sign out, maybe people think that it's just the 4 slots that go to the semi-finals, which eventually go to the World Cup. Let's make a bit of correction here. Okay. So, if you lose your quarterfinal game, right? Those 4 losers will come to Casablanca to face off in a playoff game. And then the 2 winners from the 4 teams, because obviously you have a pair, so those 2 winners will go on to play intercontinental playoffs, just like we saw the Congo play during the Men's World Cup. Yeah, so it's a long process. It is the reason why maybe people don't pay attention to that one. But then if you lose your quarterfinal game, it's not all gone for you. It doesn't mean all is over as far as your World Cup hopes are concerned.
But it's just going to be difficult.
Yeah, it's going to be a long route.
All right. Thank you very much, Lawrence. We'll catch you again tomorrow on Sports Link on Joy FM. So, yes, we'll stay in chat with you. Moving on to other stories. Premier League newcomers Coventry City have completed the club record signing of Ghana midfielder Kalibri Inchi. Now, the 20-year-old has signed a long-term contract from Danish side FC Nordjylland in a deal worth a fee of 30 million euros. Here's how he was announced earlier today.
Only God, Caleb, Broski, you know your brother's happy, man. The sun's shining. The sun is shining in Cov today. Oh my days. Welcome, Aquaba. Congratulations, and let's get to work, man. We've got big things to do. We got this. We got Caleb. We're blessed, man. Let's get to work, man. Big love. See you soon.
You haven't seen the work I've put in. You haven't seen the belief my family showed. This is for them. I had the right to dream. It had to be called. Jinyami, only God.
Hopefully we see more of him in the English Premier League next season alongside the other Ghanaians that will be featuring in that league. Moving on, Brazilian winger Vinicius Jr. has ended any hopes of a move to Arsenal after agreeing to a new 6-year contract with Real Madrid that will keep him at the Santiago Bernabeu until 2032. Now, Madrid have also strengthened their squad with the signing of Ivorian international Yan Diomande from RB Leipzig in a deal worth £120 million. Now, the Spanish giants are also battling rivals FC Barcelona for the signature of Man City midfielder Rodri. Sky Sports has more.
Confirmed that he's extended his contract at Real Madrid until June the 30th, 2032. This is just broken on Real Madrid's Spanish Twitter. Vinny Jr. has become one of the most important players in one of the most successful periods in our history. So, of course, Arsenal wanted him, but he, as we've said over the last few days, we expect him to remain at Real Madrid, and he will remain at Real Madrid. A contract extension until 2032.
Dharmesh, does this make sense to everybody apart from Arsenal?
No, I think it makes sense to everyone, including Arsenal. Arsenal were interested in Vinicius Jr., but they knew that the only way they were going to get Vinicius Jr. is if he didn't agree a new contract with Real Madrid. He is entering the final year of his contract. Gary Cottrell has been reporting throughout this transfer window, as Michael alluded to there, that Vinicius Jr. was going to be at Real Madrid beyond this summer's transfer window. There was positive contract talks during the week between Vinicius Jr. and the club. By all accounts, the relationship between Jose Mourinho and Vinicius Jr. is a good one. They want him to be part of the long-term planning at Real Madrid under Jose Mourinho.
So, Vinny Jr. stays at Real Madrid, and they've added in that position today as well, Michael.
Yeah, Yan Diomande from RB Leipzig, a huge deal worth up to £120 million, 107 million guaranteed. We get this a lot now on the transfer show. Guaranteed, straight fee, £107 million. Now, we've spoken about him before, PSG, Liverpool, Arsenal, City. Every top club has watched this player, but he is going to Real Madrid, and we look at who Real Madrid have signed. Bernardo Silva, we know very well. Ibrahima Conte, Denzel Dumfries, and, of course, Marc Cucurella, we know. The most expensive African player of all time, second most expensive teenager after Mbappe going to PSG. And he had a trial at Chelsea in 2023, what might have been.
And they said, don't want him.
Well, yeah, I mean, trials can be difficult. But you see there, I mean, look at the players on show there. Mbappe, obviously now at Real Madrid, got booed a lot, didn't he, last season? We'll see how he gets on next season.
Out too, Dharmesh.
Let's make this clear, first of all, from Manchester City's perspective, they want to keep Rodri. They want to tie him down to a new contract. Now, throughout this summer, we do know the talk has been he's into the final year of his contract. Will he sign a new deal, or will Manchester City cash in the final window that they realistically can cash in? Real Madrid appear to be the likely destination for Rodri, but now another club has come in with interest, and it's not just any club, because Real Madrid know all about this one. It's Barcelona, and Barcelona have entered the fray to try and sign Rodri. If he doesn't sign a new contract at Manchester City and then Man City decide that they are going to sell, it's thought that Barcelona have got a degree of confidence that he might choose Barcelona over Real Madrid. If you go back to the World Cup, he was a captain of that World Cup Spanish team. 8 Barcelona players were in that squad as well, so he will know a lot of that squad, will Rodri. Having said all of that, the ball is still in City's court in one way, because regardless of whether he signs a new contract or not, he still is under contract for another year. So it's going to be up to Manchester City to decide, do we keep him and forego a transfer fee and then allow him to go for free next summer? But as it stands, it's Real Madrid and Barcelona who want Rodri, and because they both want him, it's going to put the price up, because now suddenly City could play both clubs against each other.
Let's now head to FIFA and talk about them, because they've been under a lot of scrutiny in the last couple of weeks. And we are going to talk about the World Cup and what they've been up to. And joining me to do this is my partner, Oliver Moody from DWTV, all the way in Germany. Oliver, what plans do you think FIFA have on this World Cup?
Yeah, these are potentially huge developments in football, and especially for the Men's World Cup. So FIFA had already suggested that expansion could be on the table a few months ago. And now they've made it clear that they want to move very rapidly on this front. The plans would see the World Cup jump from being 48 teams to 64 teams. So that's an extra 16 teams taking part. Right now, it's still early days. FIFA essentially are at the point where they want an independent agency to investigate what the effects of expanding the World Cup would be on the tournament in terms of things like competitiveness, in terms of player welfare, but also, of course, in terms of money, how much more money an expanded tournament would generate and whether that would be sustainable. There are a lot of questions regarding this that the agency will have to look on, and they'll have to do that work fast as well, because FIFA is only selecting an agency to do this report this month, and they're already expected to hand in their report in September. The reason for that rapid pace could well be because that FIFA want to implement the expansion already at the next World Cup. So that's less than 4 years away now at this point. And of course, these things require a lot of planning. More teams obviously means more games. More games potentially means a need for more stadiums. More stadiums could even mean that more host cities have to be found for this tournament that's already been sort of planned, so to speak. And of course, those cities have to plan for each game in terms of security and whatnot. So it's a huge undertaking that FIFA's looking at here. It's very ambitious. Some might say it's overly ambitious and indeed rushed, because there's just so much that needs to be done to make this happen, and such a short space of time to work all of it out.
You see a 64-team tournament in the World Cup is, or what do you think? What do you think is going to be?
Well, one thing's for sure, it would mean a lot more football, of course. And let's remember, we only saw an expanded World Cup to 48 teams at this edition, this most recent edition of the tournament in Canada, the USA, and Mexico. 4 years ago, the World Cup was still a 32-team tournament. So what this would mean is that effectively between 2022 and 2030, the World Cup would double in size. There would be twice as many teams taking part. If we go back in time a little history lesson compared to the previous jump. So in 1994, there were 24 teams at the World Cup, and that increased to 32 then at the following tournament in France in 1998. There were 7 tournaments at that size, 7 tournaments where 32 teams took place. Now we're looking at increasing the size again after just 1 tournament with 48 teams. So that is a rapid pace of change. And obviously there are a lot of questions. You know, competitiveness is a big one. Are there 64 teams in the world who are really good enough to be competing at this showpiece event? Don't forget, there are 211 FIFA member countries. So nearly a third of the teams around the world would be competing then at the World Cup. Other questions are things like, for example, would the tournament just become too big? Does it become too much to keep track of at some point? I think even fans who really love the game might struggle to watch it all and to keep track of, you know, all the different groups, all the different teams. Another group that may be raising their eyebrows at this news are the players themselves. You know, more and more games keep getting added to the football calendar, and this would be another step along that path. So really, there's so much to consider when you're thinking about how these plans would change the World Cup.
So talking about this expansion, could this really be done in time for the next World Cup? That's 2030.
Well, it is a gargantuan task, definitely. But one reason that FIFA may be confident of making it happen is that the next edition of the World Cup actually has 6 host nations. So currently, the 3 of those that are based in South America, so that's Paraguay, Uruguay and Argentina, they're only due to host 1 game each. Obviously, if the tournament itself is being expanded, then that could change too. Their involvement could be expanded as well. In fact, one of the big supporters of these plans so far has been Alejandro Dominguez. He is the president of CONMEBOL, which is the South American Football Confederation. He's been very keen on this expansion. And even last month, he even announced that the changes, the expansion, would be happening. Of course, that was premature. It hasn't gone through yet. The remaining host nations at the upcoming World Cup would be Spain, of course, the current world champions, and Portugal also has a good footballing infrastructure. And then there's Morocco, which is currently building a massive new stadium for that World Cup. So all of these things kind of help smooth the path a little bit towards actually making this possible to implement. Whether it actually happens or not is something that FIFA's member nations would have to vote on. They would ultimately have to decide. Now, their decisions could come down to this report that is about to be commissioned, but it could also be in the details. So something that we don't know yet, for example, is how this expansion breaks down in terms of where the extra teams would come from. Some people think that the World Cup is currently too European dominated. UEFA, the European Confederation, has said that they don't think these plans are a good idea, perhaps unsurprisingly. But if this expansion were to lead to a more even spread of countries from around the world taking part in the World Cup, that may convince some countries from other confederations. Generally, it could be attractive for countries who are kind of regularly on the edge of qualifying. A country like Nigeria, for example, that just missed out on the last 2 World Cups, they may see this as helping them make sure that they make the next World Cup. And generally, I think countries that are from confederations that are less well represented at the World Cup at the moment are more likely to support these plans. But as I say, there's still a very long way to go before it's decided whether this expansion will go through or not.
Oliver Moody from our partner station in Berlin, thanks for the update. And that's how I wrap up the sports segment with me, Benaya Elom Dapamapo. For more stories, you can log on to myjoyonline.com. Have a nice weekend.
From the heart of Africa we stand, building dreams across the land. Every step we dey your side, helping you rise, taking you higher. Strong as a group, close as a partner. Bank of Africa lifting you higher. African Bank with global reach. BOA make your future glow. Strong as a group, close as a partner. Bank of Africa lifting you higher. African Bank with global reach. BOA make your future glow. Bank of Africa lifting you higher.
Bank of Africa, as strong as a group, as close as a partner.
When malaria shows up, it doesn't knock. It just takes over.
Oh, no. This fever is too much.
When malaria comes,
respond with Mala-2.
Fight malaria with Mala-2 tablets or syrup from Ernest Chemists. Test for malaria first before taking Mala-2. If symptoms persist for more than 48 hours, see a doctor. This advert is FDA approved.
Wahwanu buada kafi uwa totro o adoyia aja gomacho afisinala. Balala na mama dina sesi esia yi ano agbe le tome fafa yi yo ma amadaka ma le nkulam de enwu o
Lugani nuija ogomachonye kwele wo bole afame.
Good conduct, great life is brought to you by
Indomie.
Tastes great.
More Kivo inside. Kivo Gari Soaking Mix. A taste of Ghana.
Can he tee up someone in red? And it goes to one!
That's who goes for. What 5 champions league? You want to know? I be the real goat.
Who is the goat? Ghana Jollof or Nigerian Jollof?
Ghana Jollof has no co-equal. The smell alone. Oh my God.
No, that shift. You two they lie. Now the same stew when they use cook the rice and then they go put them for top.
Hey. You are lying. Ghana Jollof.
Are you here? Forget everybody. Yeah. My guy. Put some respect on the goat. On the goat. The only goat I know lives in Tema. Every year we give to you back. We are talking about BET. I want to hear the face. Except be the goat, huh? My guy, him be the goat.
Though our choice of goats may differ in football, music, and jollof, Alomobitis always brings us together. Alomo, experience greatness in every moment.
Drink responsibly. Not for sale to persons under 18, nor recommended to pregnant women. This advert is FDA approved.
Upgrade your print game with Konica Minolta, proudly powered by SkySat Technologies. From all-in-one machines that print, scan, and copy to professional systems and heavy-duty production machines, we deliver unmatched performance. Right now, SkySat has an unbeatable offer. 1 entire year of free servicing on all Konica Minolta machines. That's 12 months of expert maintenance for new and existing customers. Visit our new VIP print center at Pegasus Place, Airport Residential Area for a live demonstration. Call us on 050-164-5180 or 0302-798-829. Again, it's 050-164-5180 or 0302-798-829. SkySat Technologies. Performance that delivers every time.
This July, get ready for stories that will make your heart race. From love and passion to secrets and lies that can ruin everything. Catch the sizzling episodes of Sins and Roses at 4 p.m, Domenica Monteiro at 5 p.m, Be My Sunshine at 6 p.m, and Avenida Brazil at 7 p.m, Central African Time. Only on Novelas Plus, channel 134 on GoTV.
Welcome to a place where everyday living is reimagined, where space, movement, and community come together effortlessly. With thoughtfully designed spaces, modern facilities, and everything you need within reach. You don't just live here, you feel safe, comfortable, and at ease. Step inside Eden Heights and discover spaces crafted for comfort, style, and everyday living. And just when it feels right, you will know. Because this isn't just about finding a house, it's about stepping into a better way of living. Eden Heights, the height of modern living. Book a private viewing today.
Hello there, I'm excited to have you on another episode of